Hey Dynamos, make we talk. So, I'm going to talk today, guys, about things not to say to someone or things not to ask someone. Cool? And I'm going to start off with my own personal dilemma with this conversation we're about to have. So, the first thing that you're not supposed to say to someone, you alright? You look so thin, you look so small, you lose so much weight. Just today, my girlfriend said to me that someone saw her and said to her, "Hey, Pat alright? Pat looks extremely small." And my girlfriend said to her, what do you mean by if Pat is okay? Of course she's okay. She's expected to look small. She's a personal trainer and she trains every day. What do you expect? So you see why we have this conversation, guys? If you're too big, people have a problem with it. Worse if you're in the health and wellness industry. Mark you, the truth about the matter is if you're in the health and wellness industry, you should look your brand. You understand me? But if you look too small, people have a problem with it. There must be a reason why you look too small. Now, for anybody who is worried about why I look extremely small, clearly, you're just getting to know Pat. Because if you knew Pat in 2015 when I just started my health and lifestyle journey, I was just as tiny as this. I became tinier in 2016. And when I'm running marathons back to back, again, I am tinier. So, for you guys to be in shock about me looking this small, it's not anything new. I go through these stages, up and down in terms of my look. And I'm the happiest when I look this particular way. So guys, we're gonna stay away from asking persons why it is that them too big when you see them, or hey, you seem to put on a lot of weight, because you don't know what issue, or if the person has a health issue. And saying why you look so skinny. We're seeing that repeatedly of persons will lose drastic amount of weight because they have health issues, or persons will gain drastic amount of weight again because they have health issues. That's something that happened to me between 2020 to 2022. I gained excess amount of weight because of my health issues. So things not to say to someone or things not to ask, kind of phone business. Cool? Next thing, when you see somebody and them stomach area look a little bit big or a little bit out of norms to you, do not ask the person if they're pregnant. Guys, stop it. No ask the people if they're pregnant. Now, can you imagine you see a female and you're asking that female or you're congratulating that female on her pregnancy, and that female is actually trying to get pregnant and cannot get pregnant? Do you know what you're doing mentally to that young lady when you're congratulating that person or asking that person if they're pregnant because their midsection looks a little bit fluffy or a little bit high? As women, our body goes through different changes. So for me, whenever it comes to my time of the month, I become very bloated. When I eat certain food, I become very bloated. I also, even though I'm a fit babe and I confidently turn up every single day, I am very insecure about my midsection. Every time anybody runs a tummy joke with me, I take it very personal and it affects me mentally. So we're going to stay away from asking persons if they're pregnant because their midsection looks a particular way. Cool? Stay away from asking people a walk on with them body or them face if they have a skin breakout. And it's not like you guys are asking them, what's going on? You seem to be having a breakout, pimples here, pimples there, etc. Hey, what a go on? You not take care of your skin? No man, clearly you not wash off the makeup at night time and no gone in one whole heap of listing of things. Guys, why people business bother so much? Why? So when you see something affecting someone's skin, whether it is their face, whether it is their, their arms, or, any part of their body, again, guys, if you are not close friend with that person, or you're not in that person's close friend group, and now your business for ask, and now your business for critique, because again, as I have said earlier, you do not know what health issue it is that the person is having. Now, make we talk about the serious one now. One's appearance. Now, you see, if you're like me, so them come to me, I saw my block and move on. I'm not afraid of somebody critique me about my appearance. You understand me? I turn it back to them. A lot of times when persons criticize you and critique you, it's because they themselves is unhappy with something about for themselves and for them life. Cool? Now, I'm going to tie in this into another topic because I want to go straight into that topic. We're going to talk about mental health and aging in women. For me, again, I'm using personal experiences, personal conversations to have this conversation. Because if it's happening to me, it's happening to other persons. I started wearing wigs last year, March. And my wig journey for me started from a personal place. Mentally, if I don't feel good about how I look, I'm not going to turn up confidently because it's affecting me mentally. Last year, it's like a pregnant woman, guys. I remember when I was pregnant, I swear, I went to bed one night at 9 months old, wake up the next morning and my belly grew 10 times overnight. I probably exaggerate, but yeah, you all know it goes when you're pregnant, guys, and the tummy growth. That's what happened to me with my gray hair. I went to bed one night and I wake up in the morning and I'm seeing grays left, right, and center. Now, the grays were there before, them that come, but it's like them blossom enough overnight. So, I have the grays up here and we have the grays on the private ear. Say, yeah, man, that licked me left, right, and center. Probably it's a vanity reason for me. I don't want to accept the fact that I'm now 43 years of age. I probably want to think I'm young for the rest of my life or act like I'm a young girl for the rest of my life. But it started affecting me mentally. And at that time, I was also fluffy. So for the persons who, I've been sharing my own personal transformation journey from being sick and getting the clearance to being able to work out how I normally work out. Imagine gaining excess amount of weight because of my health issue, and then the gray hair them I lick my left, right, and center. That affect me mentally, and I already have my own mental issues and mental struggles. So for 3 months, I keep back and forth in terms of what it is I'm going to do with my hair. Because when I relax my hair, I normally dye my hair. When I wash my hair, I normally dye my hair. But the lifestyle that I live, the minute you go and run or work out, etc., you start sweat out the dye and the gray hairs them start pop again. So in March, I started wearing wigs. And again, enough people, if you do any drastic change in your lifestyle, them things say something drastically happen in your life. That's why you do a drastic change. And for them, they went for whatever it is. We don't want nothing good happen to people, We always think that persons change, do a drastic change because of something bad or something negative. We don't think people drastically change or want to improve or want to become better or want to become the best version of themselves because they really want to do that and it's coming from a positive place. So for me, I wanted to start turning up happy, confident, and mentally healthy. And in order for me to turn up happy, confident, and mentally healthy, I need to do something about the things that are bothering me and the things that are affecting that. And that has to do with my grays. So I started wearing wigs. Person reach out to me, I can see that there's a drastic change in your life and whatever. And I'm good on leaving you on read when you come to me with bull. Because I don't, that person has never reached out to me just to give me a health check or a self-care check. So if you have never reached out to me before to give me a health check or a self-care check, why are you going to reach out to me now? Because what? I start wearing wigs? And, why am I wearing wigs? And so, no, guys. When you see somebody do a drastic change, it's either, wow, I love this look on you. Or as old people love say, if you know nothing good for say, you keep by your mouth and keep it moving. Cool? So, let's talk about your mental health in an aging woman. So we talk about the first thing I had to do in terms of ensuring that I am mentally turning up healthy for myself each day is I had to sort out what my gray hairs was causing me. The other thing I started doing is I'm afraid of aging. And guys, if you're new to my platform, it's a conversation I always have. I'm afraid of aging, not from a vanity standpoint. I'm afraid of aging because of some of the horror stories you see from persons when they get old and they can't help themselves and they're in an old person home, the old people home. So if you're a regular dynamo of mine, you'll always see that bantering between my daughter and I, where I say, if she ever put me in an old people home, the way I'm take care of that pitney and the way I'm treat that pitney here, I come hunt her! I don't care how miserable and grumpy I am when I'm old. She better have me in her house with her same way. You understand me? I'm not expecting my daughter to look after me for the rest of her life. She's not obligated to do that. But I'm afraid of getting old because I don't want to be alone when I'm old. That's the reason why I'm afraid of getting old. So anything it is that I can do to, stop the process, I'm going to do that. So what are some of the things that I do? It's a self-care. The self-care thing is very important to me. I ensure that once per month, you see me turn up at EMED and I'm right at EMED Spa and I'm doing a facial. I started doing my laser treatment last year. So every 4 to 6 weeks, I see me going from a full body laser treatment. Because again, if I feel good about how I look, I'm going to turn up healthy mentally for myself. I ensure that, I'm doing self-care practices and routines. So I have the times where I totally shut down. It used to be a Sunday thing for me. It stopped being a Sunday thing for me because of how my schedule is. Sometimes it's on a Wednesday, right during the smack of the week. It's my time. And I dedicate 2 to 3 hours for myself, which is just for self-care. Self-care for us as we get older, you're going to realize that it becomes very critical. It's how it is that we reset our body, set our mind, and then we go again. We now become the best version for ourselves because we're taking care of ourselves. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s and my 30s, I spent my 20s and my 30s driving down that career, driving down that dollar, ignoring my mental health because I wanted to become successful. I want to make sure that when I am 50, 60, 70, I have set the foundation for my 20, 30, 40. So when I'm 50, 60, 70, I'm still able to live the same lifestyle I was able to live when I was in my 20s or 30s or 40s. The only difference is that I'm going to make sure that I'm taking care of my mental health. Because the older we get, is the more fragile we become. the concept of how fragile we become when we start aging hit me again personally last year, May. So in May, we're in Dubai, me, my daughter, and my girlfriends. And you take your pictures because you're on vacation, girls trip, having fun. Ready to upload my picture to Instagram, doing my caption, and then boom! Out of nowhere, everything on the screen becomes blurry to me. So at first, I think I'm a phone. Now I pay it no mind. So I just give my phone to my daughter and I say, Max, post this for me now. Just make sure I say I don't make no errors, stuff like that, etc. and do a post. When she gave me back the phone, I realized that things were just blurry to me on my screen. And for the rest of the day, the blurriness is still there. So clearly something is going on with my eyesight. For the rest of the vacation, I almost ruined my own vacation because of my eyesight, the blurriness. Anyway, made an appointment, came back, went to the eye specialist. And so when you go to an ophthalmologist, they do a series of tests on your eyes because they have to arrive at what the issue is. And when they started doing the tests, I'm going to reach far into the test now. I'm going to say. She was going to say to me that I needed glasses. And I got very emotional and I started crying. She couldn't understood why it is that I was crying. Because I literally had a mental breakdown. I'm like, no, don't tell me that I need glasses. And I just unloaded on her. She changed my perspective though. My mind was fragile, we're not going to deny that, but she changed my perspective. She put it in perspective to me. She's like, Pat, I understand what you're saying. I sympathize with what you're saying, but it's not the end of the world, and I'm going to explain to you why. There was a 9-year-old that was in my office 3 days ago, and he wanted to become a pilot. And I am right here, he couldn't see me. I'm right there, he couldn't see me. And she went on. So, just by her giving me the scenario of a 9-year-old, what that 9-year-old is going through, changed my perspective of glasses. And then look it in my head, say, Pat, look here now, man. You see the things that will affect you mentally. And some like a trivial things, Okay, if you look on the bigger picture that's out there. Then she started explaining to me what happens to the female when she reaches 40. And apparently, vision is one of them. 2 doctors it took to explain that to me. Because I had to go back a month later because I was convinced that the lens that they put in my glasses just wasn't working out because I still can't see. And she wasn't in that day. It was another doctor, and again, he had to explain to me what happened to the female when she passed 40. A series of things that happen to the female body when they pass 40. So me have to accept the fact that I'm aging. I'm not going to be 22 for the rest of my life. As I tell people, I'm 22. But I'm going to ensure that while aging, I still take care of my mental health. So guys, I'm going to give you some tips that you can use to take care of your mental health when you're aging. Sleep. You see that sleep thing there? It's a very important thing. I want to say sleeping, guys. I mean, go lie down and you have your phone and your phone will go off every second. I mean, sleep uninterrupted for 8 hours. It's very, very critical for you, for your mental health. Your lifestyle and your nutrition is very important for your mental health when you're aging. Now, when I say lifestyle and nutrition, guys, I'm not telling you to go and do no calorie deficit diet and a restrictive diet and you're going from 0 to 100. I'm not telling you that. I'm saying to you, make sure that you're keeping active, you're moving, So you don't have to be doing the burpees and the up and down like you see me doing and running 100 miles, 200, 300 miles. No, guys. Just be active 20, 30 minutes every 3 days for the week. And you're eating healthy. So you're going to try eat healthy, at least a 60-40 and a 60-40 ratio. You're consuming healthy. Find time for the things that grows you personally, individually. So for me, I started ensuring that my circle is not the circle. Every time them say something on Shade Room or any gossip site, them forward it to me. I am in a WhatsApp group where everybody business them say on social media, them drop in that WhatsApp group. And I just started exiting those groups. I don't want any unhealthy nutrition around my mind. I want healthy stuff to be feeding my mind with. So teach me how it is that I can keep being healthy. Teach me how it is that I can continue accumulating wealth, because I believe in generational wealth and passing on wealth to your kids. You understand me? To break that generational curse cycle. Teach me how it is that I can grow and develop as a person. And you see, when you start doing that, you realize that your mental health changes also, because you don't have the negativity around your space. Cool? Another important thing that I've learned, and I've admitted that earlier since year, it's just last year was the first in my life I went and did a mammogram. You see them check-up thing there? Guys, when I get old, you know, make no sense we take care of self. But we take care of self vanity-wise. So, you know, we do the makeup, because, you know, Pat turn up for the video with our makeup on, because, you know, so we want to look good. We are work out because we want to look good in our clothes, but we're not taking care of the vessel that we live in. I do my pap smear every year. Them something they don't miss me. But you know, I never do a mammogram. So last year was the first that I've done a mammogram, and I'm going to do my mammogram on my anniversary. You understand me? This year. Another thing that I never normally do, unless a doctor forced me to do it, is an executive profile. So now, I have an executive profile checkup that I schedule for myself once per year. Remember now, guys, I said it in the beginning. You see, when me start feel good about myself, me turn up confidently because my mind is healthy. And I want to ensure that the older I get, I don't have a fragile mind. My mind continues being healthy. All right, guys. So this was a very interesting conversation with Shakes. Conversation. See you next time when we continue having conversations like this.